Welcome to ProjectME the Podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME the Podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. You are listening to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, episode number 38. Tips to creating a social media giveaway that generates sales and leads without spending a fortune. This is a good one, you guys. So make sure that you have something to take notes with. And if you don't, make sure that you replay it later and take notes, write this stuff down, because I'm giving you the exact strategy that I've done dozens of times for a wide range of companies, from Fortune 100 billion dollar companies, Fortune 500, boutique companies, startups, and they all have worked incredibly well at different levels. It's something that you can also scale based on, your resources. So I'm giving it the exact strategy. No secrets here. I would rather you guys know how to do this right than have to guess and figure it out on your own, like I did, because this wasn't really a big thing when I started doing it for clients. Given I have had my company for 11 years. ProjectME is my second business. My first business, as I talk about a lot, that still is in existence, TLC Enterprises, does a lot of digital marketing, social media, branding, lead generation for companies. And so it's been around for 11 years. So you guys know how the social media world looked even 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So this was a pretty new thing, right? But it's something that worked well then and works incredibly well now, even though it's a noisier environment. So let's get started with the steps. So I don't care, by the way, how many followers you have, how many people in your email list. If you have an email list, if you have an audience, none of it matters. It really doesn't matter. Like I said, this is scalable. You could have, 200 people, 200 followers for all I care. You could have 2 million. It's just something that you can scale. The whole point of doing a giveaway is to generate traffic and leads somewhere. So it's, if you didn't need that traffic or lead, then you wouldn't be doing it. So the first thing you want to do when you are looking to do a social media giveaway is to look at what your goal is. So you can have a primary goal. What is that primary goal? What is it you're wanting? What is that desired outcome? I'm going to use an example that is currently actually going on this week. And for you guys who are listening to this after it's over, it ends on October 19th, 2018. So if you're listening to this and it is past that date, that giveaway is not going on. Just need to disclose that. But I'm going to use it as an example. So I'm doing a social media giveaway in order for my primary goal is to generate traffic to my ProjectME with Tiffany Carter podcasts to generate specific steps. The specific step that I want and desired outcome I want someone to take is to leave me a written review on iTunes. So that is my primary goal, is to generate traffic to my podcast, more human beings to my podcast, and for them to write a written review. I won't get into why I want that, why that's important. We can do a whole nother episode on podcast marketing if you want. Just let me know if you want that. Then you need to look at what is your sub goal? What's your secondary goal? Okay. You can't get too greedy here. You can't say, well, Tiffany, I want them to follow me. I want them to subscribe to my podcast. I want them to download 5 episodes. I want them to comment on at least one social media post. I not tag 3 friends. Greed doesn't work, you guys. It just doesn't work. Just as if you're asking your significant other to do too many things at once, guess what? They do none of them. Thank you. So you need to have a primary goal, like I said, and then a sub goal. A good sub goal would be for someone to end up following you on social media. So using this example of my podcast giveaway, right? Someone is hearing about the giveaway. They have the instructions, right, for the giveaway to be able to qualify. One is they do have to, obviously listen to the podcast and write a genuine review on iTunes. And because they've done that and they're wondering, well, who is this Tiffany Carter, right? Because this is meant for new eyeballs. I'm offering this also. I'm not disqualifying anyone who currently follows me. But really the whole point is for new eyeballs, right? New eyeballs and ears. So then the byproduct of them doing what I'm primarily asking them to do, the sub goal would be for them to follow me, would be to engage on my social media platform of Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany or Facebook at ProjectME with Tiffany. But again, the primary goal is for podcast traffic and for them to write a review. So you need to make that clear. Primary goal, sub goal. Okay. Now let's move on to what to give away. And don't get too stuck on this. But a lot of people are like, oh my God, well, I don't have money to have some crazy thing to give away to people or how many people to give it away to. Well, that's okay. This is why I said it's scalable. So some of us, right, get really cool gifts, or some people get sent things to promote on social media. If you don't have much of a following, you won't get that. Or maybe you have a friend or a cousin or something like that who has a store or who has something that makes sense, that's aligned with your brand and your giveaway that you can use. Sometimes you can get people to donate things to you to use for your giveaway because it gives them free press as well. So don't get too caught up on the money thing. There's a way to get stuff to give that for you to get stuff that's free for you to give away that you don't have to pay for. But what's crucial is that it makes sense to your goal, your primary goal, and your brand. So my brand is education-based, empowerment-based, teaching non-techie entrepreneurs how to generate leads and sales online. Okay. That is a primary point of ProjectME with Tiffany. So it really wouldn't make sense for me to be giving away jewelry, for example. That would a stack of bracelets or something like that. That'd be weird. Unless I gave away, some bracelets that were engraved with ProjectME with Tiffany, or a saying that I say all the time or something like that. Then it could make sense. But it needs to be in line with the brand. Another thing that wouldn't make sense for my brand would be for me to give away workout clothes, like a Lululemon outfit or something like that. Even though I literally am wearing a Lululemon outfit right now. That's my work attire, but it still wouldn't make sense to my brand. I'm not a health and fitness brand. That would be weird. So it needs to make sense with your brand and your goal. So because my goal is around my podcast, right? And I want you guys to think about this with yours. It's around my podcast. So, okay, someone who listens to podcasts, okay, well, listening devices, headphones, earbuds, these are types of things that would make sense with my primary goal is someone who, listens to audio programming at all. That makes sense. So I didn't want to just do what I've seen a lot of people do. They're doing the Beats by Dre, which that's a cool giveaway too, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to step it up a level because ProjectME, my brand, is all about luxury, that you deserve great wealth in your life unapologetically, like you deserve it for being you. So I'm a big believer in luxury. So it'd be kind of weird for me to give some like kind of cheap off-brand, headphones just like because I'm being cheap and I didn't want to have to spend a lot of money on a giveaway. Like then that's not an alignment. So I'm giving away AirPods. And also because my giveaway is for people who listen to the show on iTunes, because iTunes is the only platform that you can leave a written review. And so I made sure they're the Apple iPods, right? And I'm making it very clear. It's not like I'm trying to purposely not include people who listen on Android devices, but this particular giveaway and the main endpoint and goal of my giveaway is geared towards Apple users. If you do have an Android device, you can also listen to podcasts through iTunes on an Android app. They have that. So I'm not excluding them at all. It's just they might have to take one extra step to enter. Okay. So there's my point. I'm giving the absolute best of the best earbuds on the market, the wireless, AirPods, and they are Apple based because this is something I'm asking them to do on iTunes. It has something to do with listening because makes sense because it's a podcast driven giveaway. So do you see what I'm saying? It needs to all lined up, and it goes with along with my brand because it's about wealth and luxury. It's having the best of the best. So that's what you really need to think about. Now, in my case, I am choosing to invest and pay for those AirPods, for example. Like that's worth it to me for this giveaway. But if you're just starting out or you don't have the funds, like I said, you can get a local business of yours, or you can find some smaller businesses that, do a lot of promotion on Instagram, et cetera, and ask them to donate. I mean, it can be a really cool sweatshirt. I highly recommend if your audience isn't just women or isn't just men, like my audience has both sexes in it, even though I do attract a lot of women, probably because I'm a female, but I do have men. So for me, I wanted to make sure that my giveaway was unisex and it applied to both. Plus also someone already had the AirPods themselves. They could then gift those to their significant other or something like that. I don't care what they do with the item that they could end up winning. So I would recommend, unless your audience is all female, then you can have something that's a strict female giveaway. So you want to make sure that you think of that as well. I like doing unisex giveaways, but that also makes sense for my brand and also a lot of the clients that I work with. But you can get someone to donate a product. You can also find inexpensive things to do. I've seen book giveaways where people go buy like the top 5 business bestsellers or top 3 business best-selling books. And that's their giveaway. Or you don't have to go buy them and ship them. You just would end up sending them through Amazon. And if you have Prime, you don't pay shipping. So they get the 3 top best-selling, business books or whatever your genre is. That's also a cool one that doesn't cost much. And you're not going to have to pay shipping if you have Amazon Prime, or you can use a friend's Amazon Prime membership. Same with my AirPods, right? That's not going to cost me shipping because it's a higher end item and Apple will ship that for free. So you want to keep those things in mind. I'm very budget conscious, even though would the shipping really kill me? No, but I'm budget conscious because I respect my money and I'm a very bottom line type thinker. And I want you guys to think of that too. Another quick idea that just popped in my head would be a magazine subscription. That's a cool idea that doesn't cost much at all. I mean, especially now, magazines are like desperate for subscriptions. That as long as it goes along with your brand, like if you're a business or a coach, it could be like Entrepreneur Magazine or Inc. Magazine, and they win a subscription. And there's no catch. You just you just sign them up. Once you get the winner's information, you sign them up for a free year or 2 years. And that's a cool giveaway that costs maybe $14 or something like that. So there's a lot of ways that you can scale this. Okay, so then the third thing you need to do is you need to look at what are the details of this giveaway. What is it that people need to do in order to qualify to enter so to speak, the giveaway. So you don't want to make too many steps and too many requirements. This goes back to me saying, like, don't get greedy, because you ask someone to do too many things, they won't do anything. They'll blow it off. So I say you really shouldn't have, maximum would be 4 steps, and they better be short steps. So I think my steps are, and I'm doing this off the top of my head because of course I didn't put this info in front of me like I should have. But my steps are that you need to download an episode. You download and listen to an episode of ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast. You need to write a written review on iTunes. And I believe then you need to come to social media, come to my Instagram or Facebook, and share the screenshot of your actual entry so that we know you did it and that we can track you. So that's really only 3 things. Originally, though, I did have down like 5 steps, and my team and I discussed it, and it was like, we're getting a little heavy-handed here. We need to scale it back. The nicer the item I'm giving away, I have a tendency to want to ask people to do more, which you can. The nicer thing you're giving away, you can get people to do more, but I still got a little heavy-handed with it. So we pared it back. And you just have to remember, like, you're going to have things that happen as a byproduct. So we are not including in there, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, or follow me on Instagram or Facebook. We had that in there. It's something we took out because realistically, that's a secondary sub goal of this. And most people will end up following you if they want to participate in the giveaway, just because they want to be able to see and get the notification if they won. So we don't really need to say that. So keep those details really simple. You obviously have to have a start date and an end date, and then you have to have end time. And you also need to make sure that you have when you're going to announce it. So ours started this past Monday, and it is going to noon Pacific time on October 19th, 2018. And then we are announcing the winner of the giveaway at 3 p.m. Pacific time, October 19th, 2018. So you need to make that very clear. Those are, true parameters of how it works. And so your audience can trust you and feel safe in doing what you ask them to do for the giveaway, and they know what to expect. So how do you draw attention to your giveaway? It's like, well, Tiffany, if you want new eyes and fresh ears on a giveaway, and I'm just promoting it in Instagram stories or doing a Facebook Live or doing posts, most likely, I'm just going to have people that already, follow me join. And, that's kind of silly. Well, I agree with you. You need to make sure it is, you can always make it not open to people who follow you, but that's not cool, because those are people who are loyal, who already engage with you. So they need to be included as well, in my opinion. But you can do Facebook ads around it, or just a post boost. Post boosts don't cost much money. And doing like a Facebook post, like a booster on Instagram or Facebook, it can be as low as, $20 or $30. And it's okay. Those are generally like impression based, meaning it's more based on people seeing it than engaging. But because it's a giveaway, when people see it's a giveaway, because you're going to make that very clear in your post that you're boosting, like it'll be like a picture of you or the item you're giving away, then people are more likely to engage with it. It's a free giveaway. If you're not asking too much, like, why not take, 2 minutes to participate? So you can do that. So you can do a boost. I am doing a social media ad campaign around this. Again, you can't always compare where your business is at with mine. I'm in the millions of dollars range. So it is worth it for me to invest the time and resources into an ad campaign to generate more eyes. But you can, if you don't even have $20 or $30 to do a post boost, it's okay. it's okay. Just make sure you do a ton of hashtags around your posts for your campaign. And you can also include in your post for them to tag friends that you think would want to join the giveaway, and really encourage tagging. And that's how you're also going to get a lot of new, fresh eyes to join the campaign. And because they already are followers of you and they are tagging their friends, the likelihood of someone reading something that's been tagged or shared is like 15 times higher, if not more. So that can even be a better way to go. And I've seen even better results from that, like organic sharing, than from me even spending money on an ad campaign. That can work really well also. So that's a really good idea. So you just want to keep talking about it and keep talking about it. You don't have to feel embarrassed, like people are going to be turned off because I keep mentioning it. You are giving away something for free. That's freaking cool. So you can keep talking about it. Obviously, you want to pepper in some other things that you generally talk about, but it'd be silly not to keep talking about it. And again, encourage people to share the giveaway information and rules. So the last part in this whole giveaway process is to analyze and assess how it went. What were your results from this giveaway? And it might take you, I would recommend really making that assessment like 24 hours after the giveaway closes, especially if you ran an ad campaign. But make sure before you start, even if you're just taking a screenshot of your social pages, but make sure you take a look at your analytics and look to see how many followers that you have prior, and whatever your end goal is. Like for me, it would be making sure I know how many written reviews I have in iTunes, and also looking at how many total episode downloads I have, and also followers too. So making sure I have that before snapshot, and then about 24 hours after we close the giveaway, then take another snapshot and see where we're at. And this way you can gauge the results, whether you put an ad spend around it or you put in, as I like to say, like sweat equity, meaning, your time and effort into it. You'll be able to see, okay, did that work for this? Did that work for our audience? Did that work in gaining new people? What did I get out of that? And you can make an assessment for yourself if it worked. And if it didn't work, that doesn't mean you go, I'm never doing a giveaway again. Those are stupid. Okay, that's not a good attitude. You need to look at it like, what can I tweak? What maybe didn't work here? Did I get greedy and ask people to do too many things? Was the item I was giving away not like sexy enough, so to speak? Was it not enticing enough? Were my graphics complicated or not easy to read? So that's why I'm saying analyze and assess, okay? And even if it does well, you can also assess on what may work better the next time around. You might get comments from people who are participating or who choose not to that will actually like write in comments like, this is complicated, I'm not doing it. Or, you'll be able to get some feedback that way. This way you can tweak it and make it even better. If everything you tried in marketing worked amazingly the first time around, there would be no need for people to ever hire full marketing departments and call in experts like myself to come in with a fresh perspective and new ideas to the table. That wouldn't be needed if it was that simple. And it's not. There's a lot of, trial and error when you do things for your business, especially in the marketing advertising side. And giant companies have huge fails, and they have the best of the best advertising and marketing firms, so to speak, in the world. And they have huge fails. Look at that Pepsi fail from this year, that ad with the Jenner, the model girl. Major fail. It offended tons of people. It was a very high profile, high quality ad. They put millions and millions and millions of dollars in it, not to mention they had to pay her, and the ad was pulled immediately. In fact, their stock went down because of it. They lost a ton of money because of it. And this is one of the most major brands in the world with the best of the best marketing people, ad teams, and they still had to fail. And guess what? They survive. It's part of business. You push the envelope, you go outside the box. You just try something new because you need to breathe new life into your business, or other things aren't working. You're going to have fails. It's just part of it. There's no way around it. I wish there was, but if there was, then I would be out of a job. You know what I mean? Like, no one would hire me. I mean, like, even look at it like, I like giving a lot of analogies, but look at it like from a fitness health perspective. If all you had to do was go to the gym and lift weights and do some cardio and like eat healthy, and all of a sudden you have like a 6-pack, or your arms look amazing, and it's 6 months later, and it was that simple and that straightforward, there would not be trainers, there would not be health coaches, there would not be nutritionists. There's a whole slew of positions and job titles and degrees that wouldn't even exist, because it isn't that straightforward, because everything is so different. We're all different. Our times are different. There's generations that are different. Our customer base is different. The energy in the world is different. So it's not straightforward. So just know that it might be amazing out of the gate. It might be okay. It might be a fail. But the fact is that you tried it, and doing this giveaway process is something that you can do where your risk is very low. Your risk is, in terms of even your own time investment, that's even extremely low, right? So it's worth giving it a shot as long as it makes sense to your brand. And I really don't know any giveaway that doesn't make sense with a brand. Jewelry, ice cream, t-shirts, coaching. I mean, it all makes sense with any brand. Who doesn't love getting something for free? It's how you package it, what you ask them to do, and then assessing and refining as you go forward. And even things that are a huge win, I still assess and refine. I'm not stupid enough to like refine it too much, because it obviously worked, but there are little tweaks that can be made to make it even better. Any questions that you guys have on this episode and on this really straightforward strategy on doing a social media giveaway, feel free to hit me up on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany, or Facebook at ProjectME with Tiffany. I answer all of your questions directly. My team makes sure I receive all of them, and I would love to be a part of helping you with your strategy. So as always, wishing you great health, wealth, and worth. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.